Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Amon Green, Green Bay Packers all-time leading rusher, and you're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Packer content. Go Pack, go!
What's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. So we get some breaking news this afternoon. Actually broke this morning. Want to let the dust settle a little bit. Just got back home and wanted to dive into the newest coaching hire as Jonathan Gannon continues to fill out his defensive coaching staff. And we now have a linebacker coach in Green Bay, Wisconsin. We're going to dive into his entire background, what his pro coaching career has entailed. We'll give you all the details, and I think this is exciting because what we've got is a Wisconsin native. We've got one of your all's own. I'm in Tennessee, but I'm a Packer fan, obviously. So one of your own in the linebacker room. I'm excited to dive into this newest addition to the coaching staff, and that is, of course, Sam Siefkes, if I'm saying that right. And again, this is going to be a tough episode for your boy Clayton. And I'm going to tell you why, man. We got Oconomowoc and Siefkes that we've got to pronounce, or at least learn how to pronounce. So you guys say a little prayer for your boy. Before we get into everything, if you would, do that YouTube stuff for me. Hit like, hit subscribe. If this is your first time tuning into PTA, welcome. Thank you for making us part of your afternoon. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media members, as you can already tell. We are fans just like you talking Packers on a daily basis. So if you're looking for that type of content, hit like, subscribe, click the bell icon so you don't miss out on any future content we may or may not have. All right, let's get into it. Welcome home, Mr. Sam Siefkes as the linebacker coach, obviously being hired here in Green Bay, Wisconsin, a Wisconsin native. Really, really excited about this hire. Obviously, one of the young and up-and-comers in the league. Got a little bit of background in the NFC North already. We'll talk about that pretty extensively here in just a second. Now, you guys, let me know in the comments, how do you feel about this hiring? Okay. Want to know what you guys think about this. Don't know much about him. So we're going to dive in together here and give you guys a full picture of Mr. Sam Siefkes. All right, let's jump into it. First of all, Matt Zenitz on Twitter, to the best of my knowledge, he broke this story as he tweeted out. And again, you can find him at MZENITZ. Boy, the names and the words are tough on this episode. My goodness. The Packers are expected to hire Sam Siefkes as a linebackers coach, sources tell CBS Sports. He was Virginia Tech's defensive coordinator this season. Before that, was a linebackers coach for the Cardinals under new Packers DC Jonathan Gannon. So you've got a history here between Jonathan Gannon and obviously Coach Siefkes. So Sam Siefkes is a Wisconsin native who has quickly climbed the NFL coaching ranks. On January 29th, 2026, the Packers officially hired Siefkes as the team's linebackers coach, reuniting him with the defensive coordinator Jonathan Gannon. Siefkes returns to his home state after serving as the defensive coordinator at Virginia Tech in 2025. Below is the chronological breakdown of his playing and coaching career. And I see Joe Trev with the super chat. We'll hit the super chats at the end of the show, guys. Thank y'all so much for the support. Excited to read that on the air here. Playing career. So he started playing football in 2007 here. Siefkes was a standout multi-sport athlete in Wisconsin before competing at the collegiate level. In high school, he attended, you ready for this? Oconomowoc. Did I get it, guys? Did I get it right? Oconomowoc High School, where he excelled as a defensive back and was a standout lacrosse player. So listen, lacrosse players are tough, man. Tough cats, no doubt about it. Went to college in 2011. He played college football at the University of Wisconsin Lacrosse as a defensive back. So defensive back background, linebacker coach, right? It's important to understand, that's the position he played, was defensive back. Retirement. His playing career was cut short following his freshman season due to a series of injuries, leading him to transition immediately into coaching. How many times have we seen this, guys? A lot of these coaches that we've hired in Green Bay this year, they had a playing background. Jonathan Gannon came out, played, I think, for the University of Louisville. He had a career-ending injury, right? Now you've got Siefkes. I think there was another one, too. Who else was it? It might have been Bobby Babbage that we talked about, that injuries kind of kept him from playing football a little bit longer. So those who can't teach, those who are not physically able, teach, right? So really, really exciting to get another football guy here in-house for sure. Coaching career. He started coaching at the collegiate level from 2012 to 2020. Siefkes spent nearly a decade at the collegiate level, often serving as one of the youngest coordinators in the country. That's exciting, right? So he was at Wisconsin lacrosse from 2012 to 2013, began his career as a student assistant at his alma mater. Then he moved on to Air Force. Exciting there. In the summer of 2013, he served as strength and conditioning intern there for Air Force. Florida International, he goes on there in 2014, served as a defensive quality control coach. Moved on to Wisconsin. That's right. Wisconsin in 2015, served as a graduate assistant under defensive coordinator Dave Aranda. He helped the Badgers achieve the nation's #1 scoring defense. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but that means that Coach Siefkes and Coach Jim Leonard crossed paths at Wisconsin. Am I wrong there? I want to say Leonard coached under Aranda as well. So it may be Aranda. I apologize if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but spent 1 year at Wisconsin. He goes on to Wisconsin-Platteville. In 2016 through 2017, he served as the defensive coordinator, so he gets his first crack at being a DC at Platteville. In 2017, his unit recorded 3 shutouts and allowed just 18.9 points per game. I know it's at a very low level. No disrespect meant towards Platteville there, but I think we would agree it's not a top program, right? But he's had a little bit of defensive coordinator experience in that regard, 18.9 points per game. He moved on to Wofford from 2018 to 2020. He served as the defensive coordinator and linebackers coach there as well. He led a defense that won back-to-back Southern Conference championships and ranked #1 in the conference in total defense. That was in the year 2018. Now, his coaching career moved along here to the NFL and returned to college from 2021 to the present. So Siefkes' NFL rise involved working with some of the league's top defensive minds before his brief return to the ACC. He was with the Minnesota Vikings in 21 and 22. He was a defensive quality control coach under Mike Zimmer. The thing that we're finding here with Coach Gannon and others, they've all kind of worked under, maybe not all, but a good chunk of them have worked under Mike Zimmer. Mike Zimmer was a very aggressive coach. He liked to blitz a lot. Now, you move forward to what Gannon did in Philadelphia, they like to just bring a 4-man rush. So, again, this goes hand in hand with what we've said all along, that just because they did something specific here doesn't mean they're going to do it here. Everybody expected, not everybody, a good chunk of people expected that Jeff Hafley is going to come in and play a bunch of man coverage. We're like, man, the NFL is a different beast. Don't expect that. Lo and behold, he comes in, he gets back to his Legion of the Boom roots, right? Cover three match, a lot more buzz, would mix in quarters, played a lot of cover 6. So, again, I think as you get longer into the NFL history, I guess you could say, or present, these guys become way more versatile. These coaches become way more well-rounded as opposed to we're just going to play zero blitz. We're just going to play cover 3. We're just going to play quarters. So, again, I'm excited to see how this coaching staff continues to come together. 2022, he was the assistant linebacker coach under Kevin O'Connell. So here recently, he actually coached assistant linebacker coach under KOC in Minnesota. He moved on to the Arizona Cardinals in 23 and 24. He was hired as the linebackers coach by Jonathan Gannon. He was the youngest coach on the Cardinals staff at the age of 31 and oversaw the development of a gritty linebacker unit. He moved on to Virginia Tech in 2025, so he returned to the college ranks as the defensive coordinator for the Hokies. So again, linebacker coach with Arizona Cardinals. The Hokies came calling. He was the DC there. After a rocky start, his defense allowed just 13.5 points per game over the final stretch of the season. So they kind of finished strong, ended strong, right? And then, of course, he was hired here by the Green Bay Packers this year, just heck, today, right? I don't even know if it's official yet, but obviously there's some announcements, there's some information leaking out, if you will. Officially hired on January 29, 2026 as the linebackers coach, tasked with overseeing a unit headlined by Edgerrin Cooper. Boy, I get excited every time I read Edgerrin Cooper's name, and I'm fired up about this hire, guys. Again, this is another one of these guys that you don't know much about. So let's kind of recap, all right? We did an article earlier today, and I wasn't prepared to do this, but I'm not going to put it on the screen. I'm just going to read it off to the side here just to give you a quick recap because we covered it on today's show. If you guys haven't seen it, you can go back and check it out. Obviously, we hear that Derek Ansley has moved on, so he is not your passing game coordinator any longer. So now when you look at the staff changes, again, just a quick recap. Defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley goes to Miami. You hire Jonathan Gannon. Jonathan Gannon, former Cardinals head coach and Eagles defensive coordinator, orchestrated the NFL's #1 pass defense in 2022 and led a unit that recorded 70 sacks. defensive passing game coordinator, that second in command on the defensive side of the ball, right? Derek Ansley moves on. You hire Bobby Babich from the Buffalo Bills. He was the Buffalo Bills defensive coordinator. He has a diverse background as a successful linebacker coach, developing all-pro Matt Milano and secondary specialist. Now, you lose Ryan Downer, your defensive backs coach of the Miami Dolphins. It sounds like Bobby Babich, at least for the time being, maybe full-time, will be the secondary coach as well. So it's going to be a combined role, or is what's being reported. So he's a DB specialist. Although we just told you what he did with Matt Milano, Bobby Babich, Coach Jordan Poyer to a first-team All-Pro, and Micah Hyde, former Green Bay Packer, who had just rave reviews on Bobby Babich. He helped Micah Hyde earn second-team All-Pro to career best seasons while they were in Buffalo. And, of course, you lose Sean Duggan to the Miami Dolphins. That was your linebacker coach. And now, again, Nick Rawlis was being rumored as maybe a potential candidate. Instead, you go with Coach Siefkes here. So you're getting a guy that's a Wisconsin native, ready to step into this new role. And I love the fact that he's homegrown, and that fires me the heck up. Defensive quality control, obviously Wendell Davis was the ball king. He moves on to Miami. That'll be something that's probably filled a little bit later. So that's the only role that we're really looking at on defense, at least for the time being, unless we lose someone else. DeMarcus Covington is still your defensive line coach as it sits right now. So again, quick recap. Obviously, we've got our linebacker coach, and that is Wisconsin native Sam Siefkes as your linebacker coach. Let's hit this super chat real quick. We'll get out of here. Joe Trev with the super chat, a.k.a. Ock Turner. I love just how surprised, confused, concerned, intimidating that picture looks here on YouTube. I will always acknowledge it. Hope we can get back to the Pack is back instead of heart attack Pack. Amen to that, man. I'm one of those weird fans, though, to be honest with you. We can come off a devastating loss, and I'll come in here on the post-game show and be like, man, what a hell of a game that was. And everybody's mad. They're ready to fire people. They're pissed off. They don't want to talk about it. And I'm like, we just witnessed a great game. But, man, I'm with you. It'd be nice to sprinkle in just a couple of blowout wins, right, and just kick back and relax. There's nothing better than starting the post-game show, I don't know, about 30, 45 minutes early because you know it's in the bag, rather than, all right, I need to take 10 minutes and get my blood pressure down. I don't smoke, but if I did, now would be the time to fire up a lung dart. Let's calm down before the post-game show. So I'm with you, Joe Trev. That would be nice, man, to get a couple of games where we're not just coming right down the stretch here and trying to finish it out there in the latter part of the game. So just coming through the chat real quick. Want to make sure I don't miss anything else. I think we're good to go. So, guys, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. No reason to drag this out. There is your new linebacker coach, Sam Siefkes. And, again, thank you so much for the super chat, Joe Trev. Let me know in the comments. You're watching this video back later. How do you feel about Sam Siefkes being the new linebacker coach? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Is it meh? We want to hear from you in the comments. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, click the bell icon so you're notified when we go live in the future. We will probably go live again later today. I'd like to do a couple prospect reports. I'm going to be off to the side working on the draft board. You guys have access to that. The same place you can find this article, and that is in our Patreon group, patreon.com/Packer Fan Total Access. Join the community. It's awesome over there. $3, access to everything. You get access to the chats, the draft board. It's a really, really cool community that's coming together, and we greatly appreciate everybody that's a part of it already. So we'll probably see you guys a little later this afternoon. Everybody enjoy these Senior Bowl practices. We will be making notes. Do me a favor, Patreon group. Hit us up in the general chat. Let us know who's sticking out to you. If you're watching the practices here on NFL Network as well, let us know who's sticking out to you so far during Senior Bowl week. Sam Siefkes, your linebacker coach. All right? We want to hear from you. Let us know in the comments. My name's Clayton. This is PTA. Go, Pack, go.
Here we go.
Bye, guys.